What's up? We are going live today. Let me get this a little brighter. And unfamiliar place. We are inside. I'm in my basement right now, and I'm not sure exactly whether we're going to go over the second seven secrets of daily happiness, or we're going to go over my book, Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life. So, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about tonight was one of the most important things I wanted to talk about tonight was um, corrections I made to my book. For everybody who has already purchased the book, I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you a an autographed copy for everybody who's already purchased the book out of my personal stash. All right. If you guys will already know, the copies that come don't come autographed. I do have a little my own personal stash, obviously, of copies of the book. Um, I have the ability to do a couple of personalized copies. Um, the corrections that I actually made, and I know the signal in here is really bad when it comes to TikTok. We're okay on we're okay on YouTube, but anyway, one of the things I wanted to do, I wanted to read a couple of chapters of the book. This is going to be the first time that I'm actually reading a couple of chapters of my book live. And I also was thinking about maybe reading a couple of chapters of my DMAG, what's going on. I also want to read a couple of chapters of my new book that I'm working on, The Reluctant Witness. And I just wanted to get some ideas of where to go next with my character, right? My detective, Darius Blue. I mean, that is so important to me, that I continue to develop this character and let him grow, and so because I'm continuing to develop this character and let him grow, one of the things that I want to do, obviously, is get some audience input, man, my readers out there. These days it's not a lot of readers. I hear a lot of people say that I need to create an audio book. So I am working on an audio book for all of my books, right? Mr. Street, how you doing? Kimbo Peep, what's going on? Lee, Andrea, how you doing? This is Sal Blue, and I'm here talking about my book, The Confessional Killer. And let's see if I can pull it up here on my iPad here. See here. Yes. I got a couple of pictures here, but all right. I don't see it on here. I see my other ones right here. That's Echoes of the Confessional right here. That's my second book. This is the first book I ever wrote, Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life. First book I ever wrote. I wrote that book several years back. And for all of you guys on TikTok, I already showed you my book. I could show you my book just like this on TikTok. So it's pretty easy. Um, and I just hit the effects button and the hand and showing the palm of my hand. And once I do that, I can show you guys my book here. Forgive me, guys, on YouTube. I will get to you guys in a minute. And so here it is. And that's the book, The Confessional Killer, right there. So for all of you on YouTube, you can't see this right now, but on TikTok, they can see my book that I'm going to be talking about this evening. All right, so let's get over here and check that out. There it is, The Confessional Killer. All right. So one of the things that I'm going to be talking about tonight, on top of my book, is one of my courses that I'm actually doing. LaWanda, how you doing? What's going on? Is I still got it? I still got it. Yes. So one of the books I'm going to be talking about is, well, I'm also going to be talking about my course. So if I'm in front of the camera, YouTube, forgive me. All right. Forgive me, YouTube. It is a late night TikTok thing sometimes. And so I'm in front of the camera here trying to figure this all out. Yeah. So that is what we're doing. We're talking about my book, The Confessional Killer. And we're also going to be talking about my other book, The Confessions, Echoes of the Confessional, as well as my course, 7 Secrets to Daily Happiness. Do I have a picture of it on here? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, maybe not, guys. But I'll have to make sure next time we hop on here, I'll make sure that I have a picture for you guys for my 7 Secrets of Daily Happiness. All right. So anyway, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about The Confessional Killer. I'm gonna read a couple of chapters from the book. Okay. And after I read a couple of chapters of the book, I want you guys to give me your honest opinion of of what do you think, and where do you think the character should go, right? The name of the third book is The Reluctant Witness. All right. I'm gonna read you a little bit from the my first book, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll go into The Reluctant Witness afterwards. All right, so as far as the Confessional Killer is concerned, I'm gonna just break down the chapters to you guys. Okay, and the chapters go as such. The first chapter is the first confession, and we'll talk about that. We're talking about the Confessional Killer right now. So the first chapter is the first confession. The second chapter is the second body. The third chapter is the whispered confessions. The fourth chapter is shadows of the past. The fifth chapter is the killer's message. The sixth chapter is the third murder. The seventh chapter is echoes in the walls. The eighth chapter is the son and the sinner. The ninth chapter is confession too late. The 10th chapter is actually the name of my third book, which is The Reluctant Witness. All right. Chapter 11 is The False Prophet. Chapter 12 is Blood on the Cloth. Okay. Not blood of the cloth, but blood on the cloth. Okay. The next chapter is chapter 13, The Silence Between Sins. The chapter after that is chapter 14, which is the judgment at St. Michael's. That's the church, okay, where the first murder took place. And the last chapter is Confessions at Dawn. Okay, and now to bring everything to a close when it comes to my book, Confessions of a Killer, The Confessional Killer. So when we talk about the book, I don't want to be like a college professor, nothing, but I'll just kind of read you guys the book, almost like an audio book, and you guys will let me know how it flows, and where do we go with this, right? Where do we go with a book like this, The Confessional Killer? Where do we go with a book like this, and how do we take it to the next level, right? What is going to inspire me to take it from one level to the next, to the next, to the next. And that is what I'm truly trying to do. So let's start with chapter 1. All right. Chapter 1. The church was a beauty to behold. Standing several stories high, it was a testament to a different epoch, one which several generations had worked in tandem to build awe-inspiring sights. The greatest thing about works like this were not its scale or size. There were skyscrapers all around to put its towers to shame. Instead, what set it apart was the scale of vision, large enough to join a myriad of men from just as many backgrounds and set them on a single path. That, more than anything else, was what filled Darius with awe. And this is the first time you guys are going to hear that name, Darius. Okay, that is a Darius with two R's. Okay, I had to make a correction in my book when I first put my book out. All inside the book had one R and two R's in different places, and so I had to make the correction in the book that Darius is with two R's. So that's what we went with that. Okay. Um, the next paragraph is, how you doing, Brandon? What's going on? I'm just talking about my book, The Confessional Killer. Hopefully you guys will, after hearing me talk about it over and over and over again, get out there and get your first copy. This is my first murder mystery novel that I'm putting out there to the world, and hopefully you guys will get excited about it. That's the book, The Confessional Killer. If you guys are on YouTube, you can't see that, but it's over on TikTok, just in case you guys want to hop over on TikTok and check me out over there as well. All right. The next chapter. The sun, out beyond the clouds, bathed the towering spires with golden rays that showcased the intricate carvings in weathered stone in all their glory. Darius Blue stood in front of the house of God. Dark eyes squinted into slits to ward off reflecting glare from the stained glass windows as he took in the copper finale of the bell tower, which shone like gold. Okay, you guys know the cathedral in in New York. We'll get to Newark later. All right, at the cathedral in New York, I've been there several times. I just recently took a picture there. Kim, how you doing? Malcolm, how's it going? We're just talking about my new book, The Confessional Killer, and we're just putting it out there. Malcolm Meeks, I saw you earlier, brother. I was jumping. I do cardio in the morning, Malcolm, and I write books in the evening. I'm an author. So sometimes in the evening, I get on and I talk about new books and new book projects that I'm working on. And this happens to be one of the new book projects I'm working on. I'm extremely excited about it. Every time I hold my hand up, it pops up. That is actually my first book that I put out there, The Confessional Killer. And I was just reading a couple of chapters from it, Malcolm. And I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you liking the live. I appreciate you jumping on board, man. I'm actually here on TikTok. I'm actually live. That's my book again. Once again, I'm actually live on YouTube as well at the same time, and just talking to people. I have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to make sure that it continues to thrive. I used to do a daily podcast on my YouTube channel. So a lot of things you'll see on YouTube channel, if you go over to it, you'll see a lot of my top 25 mistake podcasts, because that was my thing. Talking about my mistakes and things that I've done in my life that could have pushed me toward a bad life, but I had the right people to come along and kind of help me to get to a good life. So that is what I'm doing. And we were just reading a couple of chapters from the Confessional Killer just to get people's pique everyone's interest in this book. This book is exciting. I'm not going to do a bunch of Facebook ads like Ty Lopez or nothing like that, but I am going to talk about it a lot. I'm gonna talk about it a lot. I'm gonna push it a lot, and the people that are closest to me will probably be annoyed that I talk about it so much. But D, what's going on? How you doing? We just talking about my book, The Confessional Killer. How you doing? Just launched it last week. Just put it out last week, and it is taking off. I'm getting rave reviews from it. But what I'm looking for the month of August, 50 cents. You can find me in the club. Uh, but anyway, I just launched my book, Confessional Killer, and I'm pushing for 1,000 reviews for the month of August. So since I'm pushing for 1,000 views in the month of August, we're gonna have to push this thing. We're gonna have to market it. We're gonna have to get some sales. We're gonna have to get it in everybody's hands, so you guys can review it and tell me. All right. I already got a couple of original copies in a few people's hands already, and the critiques have come in. Um, Mostly the critiques were that, and I made a correction of that. Was the critique was that I put one R and Darius in a couple of places when I should have put two R's, and I also, which my dad would hate, I mis I misquoted a Bible quote that I put in there. I was talking about Luke chapter 27 and 28. Britt, what's going on? But I just happened to put Ben, what's going on, man? And I just happened to put a chapter 26. It was actually chapter 27 and 28. So, when you get people out there and you review your books and you go over your books and stuff, you have the ability to make corrections, right? So I make corrections at all times, and I grow from that. So one of the things that I wasn't allowed to do as frequently as I would like to on Amazon, right? So when I was on Amazon, I really, if I made a mistake on a book, they charged me so much to get back in there and do a reprint. So, excuse me. So that ability to do that as frequently as I wanted to on Amazon wasn't available to me. So I'm taking advantage of that now, with my own publishing site, and I'm publishing and directing myself. So we're going to put out, um, half of these books we're going to put out out of the 15 book series. I want to try to put almost half of them out before the end of the year. So the Reluctant Witness will be out in September. Okay, and then the next book, I won't tell you the name of it yet. I'll wait for the big reveal. Will be out and in November, and I'll try to get another book out around Christmas time. So that's how we're gonna put these books out. It is actually 15 books in a series, right? So just think about that. And the reason why it's 15 books in the series and it's 15 chapters in each book, it's symbolic. Yes, it's symbolic. But 15 years ago, before all this started, I attempted to write a book called The Catholic Suicides, even more than 15 years ago. But I tried to jump back into it about 15 years ago. So all my research was done long before that. And by the time I got the time from work and everything else to write, a lot of the information that I put out there it just was kind of like past. And if I would have put that information in a book, it kind of would have been like, why are you talking about all of this old information and all these old dates and all of these people who are long gone, possibly even. So I kind of didn't do it, and now I'm jumping back on this, and I'm putting out 15 short books. So as times change, I could change and move in a direction where I'm putting out the books that actually mean something during this time, doing right now. So I'm putting out murder mysteries that means something right now, that are grabbing the people right now in this era. And I think that is super, super important, super, super exciting. Um, yes, I'm going to be live tomorrow, Malcolm. I just missed you. Just got some message. I'm going to be live tomorrow. I'll be jumping tomorrow around 5 o'clock. Okay. Um, I would like to jump earlier, but I probably won't get around to jumping till around 5 o'clock. As far as live is concerned, in the evening, I won't be out of my second job till after 11, and I have to work a 9 to 5 starting Tuesday morning. So Tuesday through Friday, I work a 9 to 5. So not sure how those lives are going to work out for me on Tuesday morning. Zelima Flores, how you doing? Just want to say hi to you. Thank you for stopping through. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are on TikTok and we're on YouTube simultaneously right now. And we're talking about my book, The Confessional Killer. So we're talking about my book, The Confessional Killer, right now. And this is just me getting a moment. I just read like 2 chapters so far and just started chatting it up. Kate, how you doing? Welcome, 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 Kate. The next chapter. Let's go to the next chapter. A calming serenity and timelessness still exuded from the picturesque scene, even though that sanctity had been pierced by the strong strobing sirens behind him. So we're talking about Darius Blue just showing up to his first crime scene, right? Not his first crime scene ever, because he's been doing this for 14 years so far when it leads up to the Confessional Killer. So we're talking about his first crime scene of this new series. So we're picking up in his 14th year, okay, where he's really, really gaining momentum as a New York City detective. Okay, above him, a snarling gargoyle. You know how those gargoyles are in church, guys. Seemed to leer down at him. It was, he decided, a portent of evil that was even now hiding behind the beauty. The grotesque creature worsened his already black mood. So he was going to a crime scene at a church. You know he had to be in somewhat uneasy feeling about how he was approaching the church and how he was going and the call that he received, right? Just imagine, right? You are a devout Christian or a devout Catholic, and you're also on the job, and now you're showing up to a church, okay, where a murder has taken place, a crime scene, no less, okay? It is not a good feeling walking in it, and you just think those dark thoughts. And that is what's going through Darius's mind, and I want to portray that to you guys as I talk about it, okay? Now, scowling, that is his face, he strode to the heavy wrought iron hinged wooden doors and swept past the yellow tape, the yellow police tape. The first responders were handling a throng of gawkers, always outside, and barely glanced at him beyond a nod in his direction. I mean, the first responders already knew what he was. He's already well established on the scene, and Darius is walking into the church past the police tape. All right. So that is the picture that you guys are going to get as I talk about this, and after we finish this book and we get through this entire series, I am going to push this book toward maybe even a movie. Who knows? All right. Everybody says that when they're an author, by the way. All right. Anyway, Darius made a beeline for the confessional. That is where the initial crime was. Excuse me. And I had this cold Not really cold, but sinuses that have been dripping down and messing with me. Dottie, how's it going, Dottie? What's going on? So Darius made a beeline for the confession. The blood was seeping under the door, but no signs of a struggle to be seen from the outside. Right? See, Darius is a seasoned detective, and he already knows some of the things to look for when it comes to a crime scene. Okay, and the first thing he noticed was there was blood, but no struggle. Ryan Blakely, how's it going? Okay, so that's the first thing he noticed. There was blood seeping under the door, but there were no signs of a struggle to be seen from the outside. He pushed the wooden door open, stepped into the scene, which bore the testament of a brutal murder. Okay, the testament of brutality. Forensics were there already, bagging and tagging everything as they could, and they hadn't moved the body yet. The body was a mess. It was a mess, man. So just think of this. Not only was it a murder in the church, talking about the confessional killer, not only was it a murder in the church, man, it was a brutal murder. One built on emotion and anger. So that is what Darius has come into the first day. Okay, good God was what Darius said. He'd been told that he would get over the queasiness that came with seeing things like this, and that had been true. But Darius would never be able to look at a scene like this one without emotion. That's how serious it is. Okay? Not in another 100 years has he seen this type of brutality on a crime scene. How you loving that? What's going on today? How you loving that? The body sat slumped against the grill in front of it. He could he could ID it, female, short, aged, and but that was it. It was impossible to make out any further information from sight alone. Okay, the face was almost caved in, beaten to a bloody pulp, one that made any features recognizable, unrecognizable. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're starting off, okay, with the first murder of the confessional killer. Okay, and lo and behold, the murder is in the confessional. Okay, so because the murder is in the confessional, what happens? Okay, we got Detective Darius Blue comes on the scene. He's already known, people know him, and he's showing up to the crime scene, and what he's seen was something that he has not seen in his 14 years of law enforcement, of being a detective. So he is truly disturbed with what has happened at this crime scene and where it's at, no less, in the confessional in one of the most famous churches in the world. Okay, so that's where he's at right now, and so understand his mindset. Okay, as the start of the confessional killer. Okay, he turned to the lead forensic. His name Carson. Carson, fill me in. He says to Carson. Carson fills him in with the details. Female, elderly. The impact marks are consistent with several hits against the skull with a fist-sized metal object. He bent to the point at the cave-in section. The perp was methodical about it. He hit the same spot several times. This isn't the crazed attack we think we see, even though it looks like it. There are dozens of different hair samples in the priest booth, but none of the victim. So, Barry says, this perp is practiced, prepared. Beyond that, I don't have a clue. Not yet, at least, Carson says. The portly man shook his head. Carson was portly. um, but I will soon, as I can get her back to the lab. All right. So that is what we got. We got a methodical killer, okay, and a confessional killer. We have a methodical killer who, even though this all looked very brutal in this initial murder, okay, it was not. It was not brutal. It was methodical. It was planned. Okay. So just think about that as we talk about as we talk about Detective Darius Blue and how he goes about it. Okay. Um, we're going to stop there with that. All right. And I just want to give you guys a taste of what this is when I talk about murder mystery thrillers. See, one of the things I thought about was starting off this murder mystery with a serious crime of brutality, right? This crime of brutality not only symbolizes how serious this serial killer is, it also talks about, okay, the skills that Darius Blue is going to need, Detective Darius Blue is going to need in order to start solving these murders, these crimes, okay? As he goes through the confessional killer and finds eventually the murderer, he will endure a lot emotionally, mentally, physically. It will take a lot out of him. Okay, guys, it will take a lot out of him, and this is what it's going to take in order to solve a murder. So um, that is where we're at today. That is what we're talking about. We're talking about the confessional killer today. Maybe we'll hop on again tomorrow. And uh, well, no, we won't hop on again tomorrow. But next weekend, we are going to make sure that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that we hop on here and we do the 7 secrets of daily happiness. Okay, because once I mess your guys' heads up with the confessional killer, you guys are truly going to need be seeking some happiness. All right. So anyway, that's it. This was my trial run today. My trial run on YouTube. My trial run on TikTok to talk about my book and to generate some excitement about it. I'm totally excited about it, and I want you guys to be excited about it too, because this book is going to change what you think about murder mystery novels and detective novels. So I'm writing from not exactly firsthand knowledge, but close enough, guys. Close enough. I've been there and done that throughout my career. So I've done a lot in my career, and because I've done a lot in my career, I kind of get a nice little gritty twist to different things that I've seen, and I'm not afraid to write and put it out there. So that's what we're doing here. So thank you guys for showing up, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, man. Tomorrow we will be jumping on again and for my regular on TikTok, for my Jump Rope Challenge on TikTok, and for you guys on YouTube, I'll jump on as often as I can. Matter of fact, we're going to jump on consistently, and not as often as I can, consistently, daily. We'll be jumping on YouTube, and we'll be streaming, and we'll be talking about the books, and we'll be talking about the workbook and the courses, 7 Secrets to Daily Happiness. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep pushing, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right? You guys have a great night. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube, and also TikTok.